Hello and welcome to the start of the Winfield Cup here on Nine's Wide World of Sports. I'm your host, Chris Bombolas. Today's match is a repeat of last year's grand final between Ipswich and Valleys. And it's a very wet Neumann Oval that we take you to. Our commentators, Andrew Slack and Alan Thomas.
Thanks, Chris. Yes, Valleys and Ipswich, Andrew, the two old arch rivals. And I think today Valleys have Ziggy Strasser back. Missing from the semi-final of the Winfield State League, played well in the National Panasonic. Wet weather football, need the Strasser types today. Coin at 5'8" to dominate. I think Valleys will get home with nearly their best side on the paddock today.
Yes, and Ipswich experimenting with a few combinations. Craig Sparks gone into lock. Andrew Walters back out at 5'8". That may take a bit of time for them. Valleys, I think they haven't lost 2 games in a row for a while. They'll learn from their last 2 defeats. At home, Diehards to win.
OK, let's have a look at the Diehards as they make their way out onto their home ground, of course, at Neumann Oval, a very soggy Neumann Oval this afternoon, and they'll be keyed up to win this match, the Winfield Cup opener. Here's how they line up. Hegarty is the fullback, Buckley, McIntosh, Fechner, Burke, Coyne, Catton. The forwards, Knight, Fitzgerald, Williams, Boys, Strasser and Daunt. Now, Valleys look like they've found a replacement for Big Kelly Egan in Murray Fechner. And he scored a couple of great tries for the Diehards. We'll look forward to keeping an eye on him this afternoon. We have a look at Ipswich as they make their way out onto the Neumann Oval. Of course, they're looking to improve on their Winfield State League display so far this season. Here's how they line up. Baker is the fullback, Simpson, Williams, Smith, Wattops, Walters, Ovens. The forwards, Watson, Parcell, Rule, Wallens, Karts and Spark. Now, one of the key playmakers for Ipswich is Andrew Walters. I see he's playing in 5'8" today. Normally a second rower come lock, but he should acquit himself very well in the 5'8" position. OK, they're just about ready for us down at Neumann Oval. Let's go to highlights of the match between Valleys and Ipswich.
Ian Irwin controlling this afternoon's game here at Neumann Oval in the wet. And the ball goes into touch only about 12 to 15 metres out from the Valleys line. So I've got Tony Catton to feed. And he'll dive on the ball at the back of the scrum. So Valleys in possession. David Burke. Andrew, a lot of rain in Brisbane in the last, I suppose, 8 to 10 hours, but Neumann Oval's always been known as a good wet weather track, and it's certainly living up to that reputation this afternoon.
Yes, well, the ground's fine, but the ball will obviously be slippery. We've got the floodlights on already, but perhaps it's worthwhile to take a line through the last time these two teams met earlier in the month. April 2nd, in fact, when they played in similar conditions. You'll remember the game was scheduled for Lang Park, was transferred to here because of the big wet we had earlier in the month. Valleys won that game in difficult conditions, 14-4. I think they'll do it again today. They've come off 2 losses in a row, and I think it's a bit of a test of Rossi Henrik and his coaching ability. They won everything last year. They haven't been impressive this year. I think today might be the turnaround.
So the Diehards in possession with Catton. As we go to the sideline, and here's Rod Tiley.
Thank you, Alan. Well, probably the heaviest rain we've had here at Neumann Oval all day to start off the first grade with, but obviously wet weather football, ball control, the kick and chase game, the message from both Ross Henrik in the Valleys dressing room and Jim Landy in the Ipswich dressing room. A couple of interesting changes in that Ipswich side. Andrew Walters playing at 5'8" for his very first senior game. Apparently a position that he's wanted to play for some time, and he gets his opportunity this afternoon. The reason for that is that Landy wants his best possible side on the park against the Diehards.
Ipswich relieving a bit of pressure outside their own 22. Ray Ovens finding touch. Didn't gain a valuable lot of ground. Steve Rule just short of the halfway mark. Andrew Walters at 5'8". Andrew Slack, very crafty ball player. Probably not a bad position for a guy like him.
Yeah, it strikes me as a good choice. He's done well enough in the forwards, but this will give him the opportunity to use their 3 quarters. We've got a new youngster, Sam Smith, out there, as well as Ross Williams. We've seen a lot of him. He's a good player, and Jack Simpson. Craig Spark, quite a steady 5'8", very good defensively. He's now moved into lock, and I think Andrews might be just the fella they need to get something going in their 3-quarter line, because it has been lacking a touch this year. Most of their attack, as we see, what I think will probably be the first of quite a number of balls that hitting the deck. Ray Ovens has been the spark. Maybe Andrew Walters can take a bit of the pressure off Ovens today.
So Catton feeds. Coyne giving the short pass. Hegarty trying to create the overlap. Eventually, David Burke picks it up on the halfway mark. Burke plays it to Hegarty. Richard Boys, he's already had a clash with his opposite number and Darren Wolans. Wolans playing in the second row and Craig Spark playing at 5'8". So I think we're going to see a bit of spilt ball today. So Spark playing it.
So just Peter Murray far side with
Spark just can't get through the die-hard defence. Valley's coming off a disappointing loss in the semi-finals of the Winfield State League. Walters flowing one over the top to Simpson, and he's still inside his own territory. And driven back on the tackle. In there was Buckley. Oh, sloppy play from Ipswich. Very sloppy play. Williams having to cover, giving away silly penalties in the play of the ball. Here's the play of the ball. And the Valley's player held back while Williams picked up the football. Just wasn't on screen, so a silly penalty to be given away, and Hegarty to try and have it a first attempt at goal to put first points on the board. .34 metres out. 10 in from touch. Looks pretty good. Oh, that's a nice kick from Steve Hegarty. Valley's lead 2 points to 0. 5 minutes gone first half.
Richard Wilkins spends hours in front of the TV cameras. So which home video camera does he get behind?
Sanyo, the camera of the year. Again, Cameracraft magazine shows Sanyo's latest digital camcorder as camera of the year. It's so light and advanced, you just point and shoot. Here, kids. The super high-speed variable electronic shutter and 3-head system gives crystal clear slow motion. Perfect stills. The new fast digital autofocus and iris means accurate focusing, perfect exposures. It even adds titles and plays back through any TV. So who shoots the best pictures?
We do.
With Sanyo.
Sanyo, for people in the know. Sanyo.
On display at this leading retailer.
Don't miss tomorrow's super colour footy lift-out in The Sun, Queensland's leading sports paper. We tell you not only who won and lost, but why. The Sun's award-winning sports writers and photographers bring you match reports and great action shots of your favourite players in full colour. Remember to cut out the colour pictures of your sporting heroes and stick them in your autograph book. Get more footy, get The Sun with your super colour footy lift-out.
Over 50% of internal communication systems are not in the shape they should be. If your computers could talk, you'd get information that makes a competitive difference. Unisys and you, the power of two.
Tonight, 6:30 on Our World, fish that fly, birds that don't. Jacques Cousteau rediscovers the world, the magic of New Zealand, land of the long white cloud, tonight.
So they're after 6 points. Watson straight at the line. Strasser's underneath him. Parcell at dummy half. He's lost it. Put it into the hands of Steve Hegarty. Well, Ipswich dropping it on the second tackle. Steve Parcell going for the line. The ball being jolted free. Now Knight.
Well, they just can't afford mistakes like this. It takes the ball up, does Steve Parcell. They've gained 80 metres, basically, through Valley's indiscretions, and as soon as they get the chance to take advantage of it, what do? They cough up possession. Now, today is a difficult day to hold it. That means your concentration level has to go up, and you have to make sure that those silly passes and the situations you get yourself in where the risk is greater are eliminated. They haven't been done so by Ipswich yet. If they're going to win the game, it's a necessity.
Tony Waddups Tackle by Catton and Burke. Now Ovens through Rule and Walters. Takes the tackle.
Ipswich too flat in attack then. They were all within about 2 metres of the play the ball. They want to use that 5 metres. Mind you, they can get penalised for not doing it, but Irwin's not doing so at this stage.
Walters in a wraparound from Parcell. He's 3 metres inside Die-Hard territory. The man about to receive the football there, Ovens. He's the key to this team. And Simpson will score. No, by golly. I thought Simpson would have had the pace there, but I was surprised that Steve Hegarty has got a turn of speed when he wants to use it. I don't think he's raced that fast in the last couple of seasons that I've seen him.
Well, it was 10-1 on when you called it for the try. I thought it was a dead set certainty, but I feel it may have just taken a favourable bounce for Hegarty, because there's no way Ben Johnson could have turned and beaten Simpson there, but he's used his body particularly well there, Hegarty. He's sacrificed the old back and thrown himself in between the ball and Simpson. As a result, he's saved 4 points for Valleys. Good play, Hegarty.
And you're right, Andrew, it was a favourable bounce. It just went sideways and was right under Hegarty to fall on.
So Die-Hard's 10 metres outside the 22. Well, that would have been a luxury try for Ipswich. Now Coyne kicking on the early tackles. There's no one at home, and this will find touch right on the quarter.
But you'll see a lot of those chips that Ray Ovens performed then. He's an expert at it. These sort of conditions, one must throw themselves on the ball like Hegarty did up at the on the try line, but that won't be the last grubber or chip kick you see today.
In it goes. Ipswich ball. Walters trying to put Williams away, couldn't do so. Carts. Oh yes, gave himself up. Yes, Brett Carts. Put your name on the board, stay in and after school. No risk this.
You see Craig Spark, the man in front. Now Craig Spark, we know a 5'8" normally. In the forwards today at lock forward, swapping positions with Andrew Walters. And as we mentioned before the game started, there's probably a chance of that little bit of disorganisation coming in until people get used to their new positions. That time it's costing Ipswich what might be 2 points and take Valleys to a 4-0 lead. And that, in these conditions, is a handy one.
Jimmy Landy, at least he's loyal with the brolly. In fact, as we sit here from our new commentary position, well, it's the same position, we're just a bit higher, we can actually see over the flags. We're a long way up. Nosebleed coming on shortly, I think. Hegarty. No mistake. Straight as the die. Valleys lead 4 points to 0. 17.5 minutes gone first half, and penalties already in Valleys' favour, 6-4. The scoreline's in their favour, 4 points to 0. Oh, this is good strong running from Lindsay Williams. Straight over the advantage line. Now Richard Boyce to carry on the good work.
I don't think we'll have to wait until 6 tackles before we see Peter Coyne try and thump the ball downfield.
Short side with Coyne. Can't get the pass to Buckley, and on the halfway mark he's tackled by Steve Rule. Lindsay Williams now. Who's the kicker? Hegarty. Oh, threw that behind Buckley, and that'll be Ipswich ball.
Yes, and Hegarty probably not to blame there. Well, he shouldn't have thrown the pass, but Shane Buckley a mile too flat. He obviously expected the kick from Hegarty, I think, and was ready to chase. And when Hegarty changed his mind, Buckley was caught out of position.
Well, I think the kick was on because I think it was Peter Coyne already raced 5 metres in front of the pair of them. So Ipswich on the halfway mark through Ovens. Cat and Strasser offside.
Well, it's the only way that Ipswich seem to be in the game at the moment, by Valleys giving away disciplinary penalties. They've really played a lot offside, and that's not doing their cause any good, because they do look much stronger at this stage than Ipswich.
Parcell for Tony Waddups. Oh, a nice tackle from Strasser. Just makes Valleys so much more solid around the fringes of the ruck, Strasser. Baker plays it to Parcell. Waddups. Tackled by Burke. Parcell over to Ovens. Not going anywhere in a hurry, the Jets. Only 5 metres out. This is Steve Rule. Tackle there is Craig Spark. Now Walters, back to Rule, over to Baker, and back to Rule, and that's gone forward. Well, Ovens dropped it anyway, so it wouldn't have made any difference. Valleys lead 4-0. 27 minutes gone first half. Fitzgerald. Richard Boy goes to dummy half, over to Coyne, and inside to Catton. A little bit of enterprise from the Diehards. Now for Fitzgerald to Coyne. Strasser, who wants it? The support's from Williams. 10 metres out. Last tackle. Coyne. Daunt. Back to Coyne. Back to Knight. And they're going to lose the ball here shortly. It won't matter how. That's the 6th tackle. That'll be the changeover. And I wonder what that gentleman's thinking about proceedings. Parcell. The Diehards trying to pin Ipswich deep in their own 22. Andrew Walters still inside their own quarter. Now Ovens giving it to Carts. Watson. That's high. Oh, that's bad play from Valleys. There's 3 chances to catch that ball. David Burke eventually took it. Tony Catton, Steve Hegarty. No one called. Could have went anywhere.
And 2 fullbacks amongst that trio, and as you say, no calls. That's basic football. And David Burke appears to have injured himself in the process.
Coyne. Daunt. Now to McIntosh. Can't find the gap. Andrew Walters, copybook stuff around the ankles. Now for Strasser. He's lost it. Ipswich ball. And that's a penalty. That's against Lindsay Williams. There's Strasser losing possession. Lindsay Williams giving away a simple penalty. Offside in the play of the ball. And Simpson's going to make a mess of it. Off the side of the boot, taken by Hegarty. Can he beat Simpson? Yes. Well, that's the end of it. Ran into Steve Rule. Williams. Good, valuable run. Now, Diehards lined out with Coyne. Giving it to Richard Boys. He's centre field. Coyne. Nice pass to Catton. Yes, the looming now. Oh, in fact, let's put it down.
For the first time on television, the outrageous Little Shop of Horrors.
Watch him suck up that gas. Oh, my God.
It's Crazy Steve Martin as your friendly dentist with John Candy,
Well, where did you get such a weird plan?
Rick Moranis, and Bill Murray.
Consider yourself very, very lucky.
I'm just a mean green mother from outer space, and I'm there.
The hilarious Little Shop of Horrors premieres tonight, 8:30 on 9.
How much did you miss this weekend? Did you miss the start, miss the mark, miss the point? Well, whatever you missed, you can't miss tomorrow's Courier Mail. For the biggest and best weekend sports wrap-up in the state, tomorrow's Courier Mail. Don't miss it. Journalists Mike O'Connor and Des Partridge have joined forces to hunt out those other stories for the Courier Mail. They're going to wherever they have to go to get to the bottom of things, and they're putting it all in the diary. Tomorrow and every weekday in the Courier Mail.
if it doesn't go?
She'll go. Here's why.
So a fire engine's got to have the most reliable battery you can get.
Gotta go first go, every go.
And what sort of battery do you use, sir?
New Century in my car, too. Gotta go.
Century's reliable, then?
Damn reliable!
So, you'd recommend Century, then?
Century. When it's gotta go, first go.
And the second half underway. Steve Hegarty putting the high ball down for Craig Spark. 4 points to 0. Let's go to Rod Tiley and find out. Mr. T, what actually happened at the halftime break, and can the coaches stir up these sides?
Well, they're certainly pretty vocal, both the coaches, Jim and Ross Henrik, in the Valley's dressing room. Obviously, ball control is what they were emphasising yet again. Landy was pretty unimpressed with the sort of play that his Jets had done inside their own quarter, and then when they did, on the occasion, get up inside Valley's quarter line, what he wants them to do is kick in their own quarter, and obviously 3 big hard rucks up in their own quarter. As far as Henrik was concerned with the Valley side, he thought that they probably had the right ingredients to get out there and win today, and he was fairly happy with what they were doing, but really wanted to make sure they kept it going in this second half. Only one change, and that's Darren Wallens out of the Ipswich second row, replaced by Ben Olsen. Wallens has got some sort of a leg injury, so Olsen is in from there.
Yes, well, they'll miss him. Darren Wallens, he's probably close to one of the best defenders in the competition. No try scored in the first half as Coyne stabs down towards Baker, but we did see an interesting piece of play from the Valley's 5'8" and Peter Coyne. Went for the kick downfield, quick ricochet, and look what happens. Whoa, there it is.
Oh, whoop, whoop, whoop.
No one threw a second ball in. It was just a quick ricochet and off. Parcell making good ground, losing the football. Knight dives on it. Boys, Daunt and Hegarty. He's ruled that forward. Wasn't much in that.
We're a bit short on clean breaks today. Bit of a shame you call that one back. I think the borderline ones you better let go today, Ian. There's a big advantage to Ipswich in the scrums. They've won 8 of the 10 packed scrums as we see them again trying to run from that. But Clinton Baker running into strife in the 3/4 line. Murray Fechner doing the tackling.
What-ups, bit high from Coyne. Got away with it. That's the replacement, and Ben Olsen. Strasser slows his progress. Finished off by Boys. Now Carts. Brett Carts and Ben Olsen are 2 players who seem to play well together in a side, in a forward pack. Now Walters. Oh dear. Peter Coyne. Catton. Knight. Just over the halfway.
Yes, you're right on that point of Carts and Olsen. They do work well in tandem, and of course Darren Wallens has been one of Ipswich's best this year, but he's had a heavy program the last few weeks with the Brisbane side, and I think he's probably just tiring. He certainly didn't stand out in that first half. Usually plays lock, playing second row today, so I think Ipswich may benefit from Olsen. Certainly we've seen both he and Carts take it up strongly in the early minutes of the second half, and there wasn't much of that in the first half, so perhaps Jim Landy's half-time blast has done the job. We hope so.
So Wayne Daunt was the man finding touch inside Ipswich 22.
Yeah, good little kick too. He had a look and found What-ups out of position, so went for the line.
And here's What-ups running hard. That's more of the sort of stuff I think we hope to see in the second stanza. Rule getting his pass back to Spark, back to Parcell. So they've made good territory. The Jets, now Carts. Ovens and Walters. Williams stepping, needing a little bit of support.
They're going high a lot, this Valley side. I think they're going to have to get these tackles down.
Hegarty. Can he get around What-ups? Yes, he can. Then he's dropped the football, and Ben Olsen will tidy up Ipswich possession. That's touch 6 to go, so it won't matter. Carts outside the quarter. Diehards in front by 4 points to 0. Now can Ipswich control the football? Ovens, Walters, standing in tacklers. Holds his ground. Ben Olsen to Ovens. No, they can't control the football.
Here's a must for all rugby league fans. The greatest game under the sun is a beautifully bound record of the history of Queensland League. Over 350 pages of statistics, photographs, information and facts about the development of league in Queensland. This book lists every player who has worn a maroon jersey from 1908 to 1988, as well as those who represented Australia and a host of other detailed information. Available now from QBD stores and most rugby league clubs.
There are over 150 different specialist careers in the Army, and you could have one of them. Army, it'll bring out your best.
On Channel 9.
I'm gonna wrestle shoot this year, Coach. Nobody wants to wrestle shoot. Do I know you?
He only wants one thing in his life, but now he's met Carla, and he wants two things. Linda Fiorentina stars with Matthew Modine in a quest against all odds. He's taking on the biggest challenge in his life.
Go for it, man!
A story of courage and determination. And with Madonna's movie debut, a film of pure excellence.
66 on the mat, and you're dog meat.
The television premiere of Crazy for You, Monday, 8:30 on 9.
Now, who's going to come up with this? Ipswich might be coming up with it. They will. So there's another one lost. So there's obviously big problems in the scrum, and there's big problems with Baker at the 22. Well, there's something wrong in the balance then, because the strike from Fitzgerald in the scrum was all right. The forwards couldn't get the ball out the back. Spark. Valley's doing a lot of tackling. Ipswich, if they persevere, might finally crack the Diehards defence, because Valleys have been doing a lot of tackling. 15 minutes gone, second half with Brett Carts. Ovens in, under the post. Well, it had to come. You can't keep losing. And a bit of cheek coming from Hegarty. You can't keep losing scrums against the feed and expect to tackle all day and still come up trumps at the end. And I think Hegarty might be saying that he dropped it.
Well, I was just wondering what Hegarty could be complaining about, because it looked fairly simple. The defence looked shot, and Ovens a smart little runner when his mind's on the job.
Well, is the ball actually on the try line? I think that's what Hegarty's saying. He's grounded the ball before the line.
Well, he certainly didn't. It's well and truly over. And he got a 4x for his troubles at the same time. But peculiar, and Hegarty seemed to be figuring it was the second time. He gave Irwin a signal that indicated that's not the first time it's happened, whatever he was complaining about, but it's a bit of a mystery at the moment. And will remain that way, I guess.
Well, Ipswich just kept persevering. Valleys couldn't get out of their own half. They couldn't win the scrums with their own feed. And now they're paying the price. But we can see the Diehards so many times as we watch Simpson add the extras. So it's 6-4. Ipswich lead. So as we can often see with Valleys, they can come back and strike very quickly while the iron's hot. But they'll want to.
They'll need to do it soon, because we're going to get very wet in a moment, coming from the west.
Maybe Rossi Henrik's making a run for it. He's had enough. He's disgusted, going to the warmth of the car, having a cuppa. You're left to yourself, boys, and it's Steve Hegarty. It's your responsibility as skipper to stop complaining about the referee and get your players moving, because they really haven't done much of the second half to threaten the Ipswich try line.
Watson. Olsen. Ovens. Walters. Williams. Wrap around to Walters, and he's found a half gap. Baker. The pass has gone to Smith. Now what-ups. Here comes Burke. Comes inside him. And once again, Ipswich are now only 12 metres out from the Diehards line. Quick play the ball. Now, do they spin it far and wide? Can they hold the football? Here's Walters. Still going. And he won't be able to get the ball down. Ovens a dummy half. Rule. Knocked on. So we'll have a scrum.
Tonight on National 9 News, Premier claims party united and confident despite poor showing in 9 News poll. Britain mourns soccer dead in silence a week after Hillsborough disaster. Education and vaccination campaign begins to prevent spread of killer virus hepatitis B. Increasing Russian Pacific influence prompts warning from US Vice President. And in sport, the Broncos battle Parramatta in a Sydney mud bath.
National 9 News, tonight at 6.
The best value energy-packed start to the day is also the most versatile. So, send them into battle, Mum.
Sunny side up.
Keep your sunny side up with Sunny Cream Eggs.
How much did you miss this weekend? Did you miss the start, miss the mark, miss the point? Well, whatever you missed, you can't miss tomorrow's Courier Mail. For the biggest and best weekend sports wrap-up in the state, tomorrow's Courier Mail. Don't miss it. Journalists Mike O'Connor and Des Partridge have joined forces to hunt out those other stories for the Courier Mail. They're going to wherever they have to go to get to the bottom of things, and they're putting it all in the diary. Tomorrow and every weekday in the Courier Mail.
In the early hours of October 4th, these businessmen realized an opportunity to expand their business. The expansion was dependent upon the successful sale of their investment property. The next day, they met with the best people in property, Jones Lang Wootton.
I'm from Jones Lang Wootton.
JLW gave them a detailed market analysis and advised on the best method of sale.
All done.
In property, you don't have to hope for the best. Expect it. From Jones Lang Wootton.
The heat's on with hot summer hits. Jerry Harrison.
Rev it up, little boy, and ride. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wide world. Wish me love for wishing well.
17 hot summer hits. It's hot from Concept.
Oh, we forgot that hole.
I'll fix it.
How?
With this new Aussie Grip Patch and Paint. It's instant iron-on hole and crack repair. No waiting. You can keep painting.
Patch and Paint, another quality decorator product from Aussie Grip.
David Burke's dropped the ball on the first tackle. Now, Ipswich don't need to panic. They've got all the ball. They're in front of the scoreboard. All they've got to do is play it steady. As the Diehards are panicking. Hegarty is about to go in the bin. Ian Irwin has warned him about 3 times for back chat. And I think what Steve Hegarty has to do is control his team and his mouth. He's the captain. He's got to get Valleys back in the business, but Ipswich are doing them like a dinner. The Jets are on fire.
Now, Ian.
Yes, it's Ipswich ball. I think Robbie Knight thought he was going to walk away and play it. Ovens got hurt. Ipswich were in possession of the football. And Burke's got an intercept. Now, here comes Simpson. Has Burke got the speed?
Yep. No risk.
Can he bring it near the post? No, he can't. Oh, and against the run of play, David Burke scores an intercept try, and the Diehards are out of jail and back in business.
And let's be honest, the only way they were going to score, and Ross Williams is not happy with himself. Let's have a look as we see Ovens. There's a pass from Wallace, tries the long throw. It's not it's Walters, in fact, not Ross Williams, as David Burke takes the intercept from Andrew Walters. There was really no need for that long pass, as Alan Thomas just said. All they've got to do is play it safe down in that quarter. Days like this aren't the days to be throwing 20-metre passes. David Burke read it, and away he went. Was never really going to be caught, although Jack Simpson gave good chase. Ross Williams stamped his foot on the ground after Burke took off. That's what gave me the idea that he'd thrown the pass, but it was in fact Walters, and disappointing for him because he's tried very hard, tried too hard then.
And Ray Ovens is getting to his feet back on the Valley's try line. And I don't know whether he can continue. Gary Morrissey warming up over there, is he, Mr. T?
Morrissey's off the bench and down in front of us now, so obviously that change will be made should Ovens not be able to continue.
And Rossi Henrik there's talking to Tony Catton, the halfback. Now, I would like to bet the house, the car and the dog on that subject being the scrum.
This is Ray Ovens just falling there. Oh, yes, slung into the ground by Robbie Knight, and that hurt. He's limping back over the halfway mark, so Ovens is going to continue as we watch Hegarty try and make it 3 from 3. 8-6 Valley's lead. And that's over. 3 out of 3. Valley's lead Ipswich by 10 points to 6, and there's 11 minutes to go in the match.
Ray Ovens staying on. Jim Landy asked him if he was okay to continue, and he said yes.
Well, Steve Hegarty's lost his cool a couple of times with referee Ian Irwin today, but certainly as soon as he puts that ball down to kick it between the posts, the composure comes back.
And so does Paul Fitzgerald after 5 minutes in the bin.
It's the world's quickest 5 minutes.
So there's the restart. Catton lets it bounce, then gives it to Knight. Oh, Olsen went the big shoulder charge on Knight and missed, and Knight was a good run.
Steve Parcell went around the head as well, and Ian Irwin gave him a running caution. Thought it might have been worth a penalty.
Strasser, a little bit more purpose now in the Valley's camp. Well, the way they've played in the second half, Ipswich, if they walk away without the 2 points, I think Jim Landy and the team can sit down and work out how in the name of heavens they've lost. Because all they had to do was play it safe, and the 2 points were theirs. Valley's never looked like getting down the other end of the ground. So David Burke scored an intercept try. Simpson getting out of tackles, finished off by Fitzgerald. Olsen at the halfway mark. Ovens, Walters, Williams, wrap around, dummy. Down he went and might have hurt his ankle. I think he's fallen awkwardly on the ankle, Williams.
He's grabbing in behind the knee, actually, Alan, so...
He fell awkwardly. There he goes, yes. Landed on his knee, and that'll be Valley ball, is it? Yes. Now, Ipswich don't want to give away silly penalties. Oh, there's overlaps here. There's Pitt. They've got the numbers, the Diehards. Oh, Pitt's gone the wrong way. He had 2 men outside and never looked. Bombed. Absolutely murdered. I can't believe he's thrown that pass. He's got 2 outside him. There they are. And he's thrown an over-looping pass to Buckley.
And
all the good work ruined.
And I'm sure from down here that neither one of those players outside him let him know they were there.
Another scrum penalty, and with 8 minutes remaining, Ipswich will want to get down in Valley's territory in a big hurry. They've got to maintain that possession for 6, something both teams have had trouble with. They certainly know once the scrum's packed, they'll lay down Mazaire to get it. But that's not really good enough. They've got to start to produce something. You can bet Andrew Walters will be looking to do it, having been the cause of Valley's only try.
Well, Ray Ovens is the walking wounded out there. He's just a passenger. He'll have to get off the field. I think Landy will have to get Morrissey on there pretty quickly.
Yes, he'd like to stay on there, Ray Ovens, but he just made that kick then and screamed out in pain, so he's obviously really feeling that leg now, so Morrissey will be the change.
Ipswich making some quite easy metres around the play of the ball. The Valley's defence isn't coming forward, but there's another silly pass.
16, Gary Morrissey on for the Jets.
Oh, Strasser, that's dreadful football from Ziggy Strasser. Just threw it in the air to nobody because he was going to go down with the football. Fickner, he's been quiet today. Now Fitzgerald, the dummy half to Cat. Over to Coyne. And Pitt's found space again. Now where will he run? Inside it goes to Daunt. Does something about Pitt when he makes a break. He never looks left or right for support. I think he half guesses. Coyne a chip. And this will be a try if it can be picked up by Burke. He can't. He's knocked it forward. It came off an Ipswich player.
Probably would have been better off trying to tow it, Burke. He was a bit too late to go low on the ball. We'll watch it now. It hits an Ipswich player. Everyone's onside. I think he was anyway. And he's bent at the last minute. Had he been able to bend earlier, perhaps he should have had a go at it with his hands. As it was, he should have just tried to tow it on. Result, it's gone into touch. And Valleys have won a scrum.
Catton. Well, Valleys have a chance to stitch the match if they can get over here. Burke tackled 11 metres out from the line. 6 minutes to full time. Valleys lead 10 points to 6. Knight. Good tackling from the Jets. Now to Catton. Long one to Coyne. Who's in the gap? Pitt. They'll score here. Forward. Well, 3 over. Pitt was in for himself. He had 3 on the outside and that pass ruled forward.
Well, let's have a look. It didn't strike me as he left it. Where is he? He's halfway between the lines and the pass has probably gone and, well, I wouldn't say a metre in front, but certainly I think Irwin's probably called the right shot there. That's the 3rd time in a row that Pitt has been put into a hole by a long pass from Coyne.
Straight through. Well, that was the ball game. Pitt had 2 men outside him. He would have scored on his own. So that would have been the last nail in the coffin of the Jets, and they've come up with another one against the feed.
Well, that little chat Henrik had with Catton must have done the job because they've come back from the dead as far as the scrum's concerned.
Or maybe it's the feeding of Ray Ovens that's missing. But anyway, Valleys inside the 22. Coyne wrapping around a Fitzgerald. 20 metres out from the line. 5 minutes to go. Valleys lead 10 points to 6. Coyne can't go anywhere. Knocked down by Watson and Spark. Now boys. Catton. Last tackle, 5 metres out. The throw should be to the left.
Wayne Daunt field goal.
No goal. Back to the 22. So Ipswich, can they get out of their own 22? Well, Simpson's prepared to try something. A little dummy. Shaped a kick. Kept going. Rule. Now to Morrissey and Walters. Tackle by Williams. Carts. Runs hard, runs straight, runs with determination. Brett Carts. Olsen. Just over halfway. Final one. Someone want to kick or do they want to run? They want to run. And run they do with Spark. Back inside. That'll be play on. Still not, ball's not dead. Walters trying to link up with Carts. Does so. And that'll be touch. No, it'll be knocked forward. His rule, that's been knocked on by Ipswich, and that's the changeover. Well, let's have a look. Here's Carts.
Yeah, that's definitely gone. Well, it hasn't gone forwards, has it? Went back towards his own try line.
Could have easily ruled 6 to go, I think, in that situation. Buckley. 10 metres outside his own 22. And someone's been flattened without the ball. In fact, he's got 5. Tony Watson. He's got David Burke without the football.
There's Burke on the left of your screen, and get out of my way, says Tony Watson. And then Ian Irwin says, Tony Watson, you get out of my way. 5 minutes in the bin.
There's a lot of feeling creeping into this game, and there's a lot of feeling off the side as well. We've had a couple of brawls in the outer so far this afternoon.
You be careful down there, Mr. T.
Don't you worry, mate. I don't upset anyone.
Now Catton. 10 metres short of the 22. And this will be the kick from Hegarty, which will give Valleys time to get their breather before the full-time hooter, and could add an extra 2. Down goes Catton. 3 on the top. Parcell says, I'll just shine your head for you.
Well, why
bit of Kiwi nuggets required.
Well, why Carts would do that is beyond me. He has worked hard, Carts, and he and Olsen, particularly in the second half, and Watson, they've picked up their work rate, the Ipswich forward pack. But this has basically given Valleys the game on a platter. In fact, Ipswich presented the game all round to Valleys. Valleys never looked like scoring. Andrew Walters, who'd been trying hard through an intercept pass. David Burke said, thank you very much. Now with only a couple of minutes remaining, 4 points behind, Ipswich still in it. They give Hegarty the chance to make it a 6-point break, to waste a couple of minutes and take the 2 premiership points. I don't think Jim Landy will be delighted.
No, I think Ipswich have to sit down and work out just, you know, when you've got Valleys beaten, and they had them on the ropes, absolutely had them on the ropes. There was no need to play flash football. All they had to do was just control it and win the game.
Now, a couple of replacements being made. Nigel Folletti is down here in 15 for Valleys. He'll come on for Richard Boys. Already a replacement made for Ipswich. Graham Andrews in the headgear, and number 17 has replaced Brett Carts. But on the sideline at the moment, Nigel Folletti. As
and
he
on
awaits
screen,
the kick.
Steve Hegarty. 32 metres out. 5 metres to the left of the upright. Strikes it beautifully, but just away at the last moment.
Richard Wilkins spends hours in front of the TV cameras. So which home video camera does he get behind?
Sanyo, the camera of the year. Again, Cameracraft magazine shows Sanyo's latest digital camcorder as camera of the year. It's so light and advanced, you just point and shoot. Here, kids. The super high-speed variable electronic shutter and 3-head system gives crystal clear slow motion. Perfect stills. The new fast digital autofocus and iris means accurate focusing, perfect exposures. It even adds titles and plays back through any TV. So who shoots the best pictures?
We do.
With Sanyo.
Sanyo, for people in the know. Sanyo.
On display at this leading retailer.
Now everyone can afford to make their house a home with Harvey Norman's home sale catalogue. Discover the bargains for yourself.
From Macrob, we have the exclusive Monaco collection. You can save up to $200 on this beautifully crafted furniture. For example, the 7-piece dining suite is now a low $2,095. Save up to a massive 40% off the normal selling prices on the traditional elegance of the D.V. Kelly Queen Anne collection.
Don't miss our home sale catalogue. It's out now.
Harvey Norman.
Last year, every Formula One Grand Prix was won on Goodyear tyres. This year, the most advanced performance tyres for the road carry the same name. Goodyear, we're racing to bring you a better tyre.
Tuesday, Tony takes a winter break.
Don't you think you better take a lesson?
I am a natural, huh? And while he's hitting the slopes, Angela's fighting the flu.
Ugh, no wonder I'm sick. What did you do last night? Lick the roast?
Who's the boss at 7:30? Then at 8, meet Carol's new old boyfriend.
You sure don't look old enough to be Carol's mom.
You do.
Growing Pains.
Carol! I love you!
Hilarious comedy from 7:30 Tuesday on 9.
Welcome back. Let's have a look at the full-time statistics in the match between Valleys and Ipswich.
And we have a look at them, and Valley's taking out the penalties. Oh no, it was Ipswich, 16-13. The scrums 14-5 in favour of the Jets. Tries 1 apiece, 3 goals to the Diehards, to 1 to Ipswich. No field goals, and the Diehards getting home by a narrow margin, 10 points to 6. Okay, our Winfield man of the match, he's with Rod Tiley.
Well, with me on the sideline is the Winfield man of the match from Valley's Lindsay Williams. From Winfield, Lindsay, job well done, mate.
Thanks, Rod. I'd just like to thank Winfield too.
Obviously, the sort of game where it was never really going to raise to any great heights because of the weather, but a lot of defence to be done, and you certainly did your share.
Yeah, thanks. We're happy with the 2 points, and the weather didn't help us much, but it's good to get back on the winning side of things.
I don't think the weather helped anyone today. A bit disappointing, but anyway, that's the start of the Winfield Cup. Let's have a look at the try of the match. It was scored by David Burke in the second half of the match between Valleys and Ipswich.
Yes, it's Ipswich ball. I think Robbie Knight thought he was going to walk away and play it. Ovens got hurt. Ipswich were in possession of the football, and Burke's got an intercept. Now, here comes Simpson. Has Burke got the speed?
Yep. No risk.
Can he bring it near the post? No, he can't. Oh, against the run of play. David Burke scores an intercept try, and the Diehards are out of jail and back in business.
Yeah, talk about getting out of trouble. The Diehards getting home by 10 points to 6. OK, let's check out all the Winfield Cup results here in Brisbane. At Davies Park, Easts down Souths, Wests beat Brothers, Norths down Redcliffe, and Winner Manly Logan City having a 14-all draw. And the points table, Valleys, Easts, West, Norths on top. Winner Manly with 1 point, as have the other teams. Logan City there. The other teams, Redcliffe, Souths, Ipswich and Brothers, yet to score. The Sydney results, Souths down St George on Saturday. Today's results, the Broncos a good win over Parramatta. Cronulla downing the Gold Coast 6-4. The Gold Coast can't get home anywhere. OK, today's... OK, and we'll have all the football here on Nine's Wide World of Sports. And, of course, don't forget, Queensland edition of Wide World of Sport is coming up on Saturday between 12 and 1. Hope you can join us for that.